JD, welcome to my video. Please subscribe, please hit like, please pass it along. I've made 2 of these videos today, which is unheard of. But the reason I've made 2 is that I've been very excited about the Frankenwatch. So I believe I've solved the Frankenwatch problem. What I did, I cheated again, right? So what I did is I went jewel hunting. So I've got tons of jewels of different types, and I just kept hunting and hunting and putting them in, hunting and putting them in. I put one in and there was too much end shake on it. I put another one in, there was no end shake. It's perfect. So after about an hour of jewel hunting, I finally found the right jewel. So the jewel setting that I made, which I was quite proud making, right? I kept having to shave the thing down and kept having to shave the pivot on the balance staff down to get this thing to work properly. So there's a setting on it that I ended up making, which I thought was pretty good setting, but it was just slightly off from being able to run perfectly upside down. And I think the reason was, I got to get my little drawing thing out here again. So I'll just leave this aside and ticking. Hopefully it doesn't stop in the middle of this video. So let me get my crayon here and draw it. So here's what I think the problem was, and you guys can criticize and comment on this. So there's the here's the let's say the upper cap jewel, right? So that's kind of like that. It's just one giant chunk of jewel, and then the lower jewel, like this, is it goes like this, and then there's an opening, right, like that, and this is all inside like this, and there's a couple screws here, and this is inside the balance cock. So this is balance cock going off to the side. That's the jewel. And let me get another pen. I need another pen. Oh my god. Alright, I took today off at work so I could get this Frankenwatch done. So what you want is, that's the bottom jewel. Let me just draw it a little thicker, because the jewel would be thicker, right? And it would have a hole, an opening, like that. And I think, and this space would be 0. So you'd have oil on the jewel, and the pivot would go right inside the jewel like that, and then touch the cap jewel. That's how that would work. And then the pivot would round out like this, just get a little bit rounder like that. And that's on the balance staff, right? So then the balance staff would continue down like this until it hit the hairspring collet, where that's going to go around in circles, and then the actual balance that would be down here. So when I was fitting this thing, I think it was, and a lot of people commented on that, and I think they're all right. So everybody was kind of right. It was a bit, it wasn't, the pivot was not touching the cap jewel. It was sinking in deeper, which was allowing the edges right here of the balance staff to rub against the jewel hole. So this end shake has to be absolutely 100% perfect for this to run. So when I was turning the watch upside down, obviously gravity was pulling this thing down just a bit like that, which was causing the balance staff to jam right around here. So there was jamming happening on both sides, and not the type you put on your bread with jam and butter. Oh my god, I just got hungry. So that, I believe, is what was happening with this whole nonsense of this. So now I take this watch and I can put it sideways, and oh my god, it runs. Oh my god, it's running. And then I put it upside down. Someone said go grab a mirror when you do this, but forget it, I don't have a mirror. But I'm putting it upside down, and the damn thing is also running, and it's actually running quite well upside down. Just to prove it, I'll move it over again. So there we go. So that's running quite well, so I'm very pleased. So I would consider the Frankenwatch to be, and I have a little wind on it, not a big wind, to be done. That's done. So I'm going to reassemble the watch itself. I don't even know where the watch is. I think it's somewhere, but I'm going to reassemble the watch, and then we'll go from there. And just to give you a quick little update, I've been running what I'm calling the Bauman watch for about four hours, I think, and there it is there, gorgeous, and it's keeping perfect time. So that's working really well. No issue there. There's a few scratches on the crystal here, but it's not a glass crystal, so I'm not going to play with that. It still looks vintage, which is good. You want I used to polish these things up. I used to take my Peak, P-E-A-K polish that I got at the Canadian store called Canadian Tire. It basically sells everything but tires. No, it sells tires too. So I'll get that at Canadian Tire. And I used to shine this up, right, with rubbing it like that, and it would take a little tiny bit of gold off, but it would look so shiny and nice. And I was told by other watch repairers saying, why are you doing that, buddy? Like, these are vintage watches. They have to look vintage. They have to look old. So I did not do that with this watch. Did not make it all shiny and everything else. So it is the way it is. I'm not shining this case up. If the owner, on the other hand, wants to buy some Peak, P-E-A-K or P-E-E-K, can't remember what it looks like. Let me reach over while I'm just blurbing away and chatting. See if I can find the Peak. Let's see if I can find the Peak. Where's the Peak? I don't know. It's a pretty big thing of Peak. I got poop. Oh, that's goop. Peak. So here's the Peak. Let me show you this Peak. While you're being bored watching this, I'll let you watch the Frankenwatch while you're looking for Peak. So here's what the stuff looks like here. So if you want to shine up, P-E-E-K, metals, it shines everything. It says, what is it saying here? So there you go. That's Peak. Protects, cleans, polishes all metals, fiberglass, ceramics, blah, 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 blah. So it's very good stuff. Not sure where it's made. USA, Tri Peak International. Oh yeah, American made. Made in America. Oh yeah. Too bad I'm a Canadian. Made in Canada. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm being silly. So this is called Peak. It works extremely well if you want to shine a case. If you're going to do that, just put a little tiny dab on it to do it, because Peak will remove some gold from your watch and you will be pissed off. You'll be pissed at Peak. So the Frankenwatch, after weeks and weeks and months of work, I finally got the Frankenwatch done. This is tightened down. I did have to put in the shim ever so slightly, and I'm gonna shave the shim off. I'm gonna do some shim shaving with a razor blade, so that thing's not gonna stick out like that, and then reassemble the watch, and it is done. So thank you for keeping the faith up on the Frankenwatch. I tried everything. It needed a new balance staff. It needed a new jewel setting. It needed a new everything. So that's the Frankenwatch, and it is ready to rock and roll. Now I'm trying to put this Peak back in my Peak holders, and I'm having fun farting around with stuff. I got all kinds of stuff in here. I got like stuff to do stuff with. Stuff expires 9/29. I haven't used that since then. So anyway, that's that. Frankenwatch complete. Please, everybody, subscribe to my channel. Please hit like, and if you like these videos, share them with others, and I'll keep making them. Today was my day off, but I actually have a meeting at 5 o'clock. So there you go. So it's been a pleasure working on the Frankenwatch. I'm going to report back to the gentleman who owns it and tells him "Je suis complete," which is French for "I'm done." It's not very good French, right? Je suis complete, mon ami. Mes amis, je suis complete. Working, which would be marche, I believe, on dans le Frankenwatch. Thank you very much. That's it. I'm stop my yapping.